Hi. Oh no. Let's see here. Sorry. Okay. Hello. Welcome to DreamCottageCreations.com. Today I'm going to paint these darling little baby shoes. I don't have a plan in mind. This just, we have some paint here. I'm using Waverly's chalk paint, and I didn't do any preparation because they claim chalk paint doesn't need any preparation. But I'm just going to start painting the tops of these. The babies can wear these. They just make sure they don't put them in their mouths. I laid my paints down next to each other so that I can pick up two colors at one time and start brushing them on. And that is such a pretty color. I love it when the colors lay beside each other, but maybe I want a little more yellow. Okay, and just paint the whole thing. I'm kind of thinking a pumpkin theme because it's fall, it's November. However, my orange is not coming out as orangey as I would like. Let's take it down to the edge. I'm going to try to make sure not to put it on the bottom, or at least not right now, because actually that would make something adorable. In fact, I think I will put it on the bottom, assuming that this pair of shoes is going to be worn by a baby that has to be carried. Okay. But right now we're just going for the top. And more than likely this is going to be a pair of shoes for a little girl, because I just tend to I'm just drawn to little girls. But you can, I like little girly, sweet, darling, delicate little girly things. There, I just added some more yellow paint on here because I want to get this get some more yellow in there. Add some red. See, I set it down in the black, so now I have to. Looks huge, but now I have to paint the bottoms, don't I? Paint across the top. I like the streaks of color when they show up, not like not blended. That's pretty. Tuck it down inside there. Get the paint in there. Kind of hard painting at this angle to the camera. Let's see, let's touch a green up on the tongue. Just gotta hold it. See, I just kept the same paintbrush, and so it's a greenish, brownish color. Pulling it up. And they're blending. That's not a flat green, even though I'm using Waverly's, I don't even see, it's called moss green. But, it has multiple colors. I think I'll touch it up with this red across here. Okay, cute. Oops. Gonna have to get back in there and get some of that. Touch it up with yellow. It's okay. You want the seams covered well. Pull some down. Okay, I think I'll just put some yellow and blue up here. Just, you see that? I think it turned out to more of that green, but that's okay. Just dip the yellow and the blue and lay it on there and see what you get. I love the effect of mixed colors. It's very artsy, very natural looking too. It's adorable. So I got a little spot down there, so I'm gonna touch it up with yellow. And you can actually, you know, do this and plan for it. But you can take care of what falls into the holes a little later. I think I'll take more blue than yellow and wrap it around the edges. Earthy. The color is so earthy. There's more of that blue. I'll probably have to put some more down here. And we have natural paint lines with the baby's shoe. I used to paint baby shoes a lot. Okay, now I'm just going to go make sure I just carefully touch down to the seam line instead of getting in on the material. Hope you can hear me. Okay, so let's see what we got so far. Where's the camera? All right. Oh. Oftentimes my husband looks at my work and he's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" Well, I'm rinsing out my paintbrush. That's what I'm doing. Clearing it up, wiping it off. Actually, it looks much nicer. That looks pretty much like the color, but it's a deeper color. The orange I'm using is, let's see, it is rhubarb. I don't know if you can see that. I'm just learning how to, you can't see it, but anyway, it's rhubarb. Just learning how to use the video. Okay, let's get another paintbrush. I'm going to go back over the orange and the red with another paintbrush. Just mix it all in there, and it's dried, so I'm just adding another coat. Cover up where I didn't want it, and you know, maybe it dried and pulled away a little bit, so I want to make sure I get some more little yellow there. Yellow, red, and then I mean they're cute, and then you can, you know, put wax on them after this, which will pick up that shine and that effect. I'm gonna get down here and get down to the seam. Oops, down here. Wondering what color should I put on the bottom. Oh, you know, something that is really trendy is to put baby's date of birth on the bottom. That would be adorable. I like that idea. Get it down to the seam. Check it all the way around. Don't want to get a bad reputation for a messy job. And chalk paint dries quickly, so Don't have to worry about that. But you do have to work down and cover up your spots, and then maybe add a little more. Look at it from different angles so you can see where any white might be showing or any color you don't want. If it got in the wrong place. And see, look, so that's kind of yellowish peachy, and that's orangey. It kind of is too. We're not going to paint in here. Some paint got in there, but we're not painting that because that is fabric, the same as inside the tongue. Okay, now for the bottom. What is going to look good on the bottom of this shoe? Like I see some white there, but that's really yellow. Put it there. Take color down a little bit. Rinse out my paintbrush again. And with the colors I have, oh, you know what? I have an aqua. But I think what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and use this blue. This kind of blue mixed in with other things that I already used. And put that on the bottom. I think that'll be a nice contrast. I need to put some more paint out. Chalk paint, like I said, it dries quickly, which means it'll also dry quickly when it's down on your palette. Okay, so still going to use my flat brush. It's firm. It's a firm, you know, it's not super soft. Pick me up some of that yellow. You put a little red in it. Start. I said yellow, I meant blue. Pick up some of that blue. The blue is ocean blue. And the red is crimson red. Okay. You can, you know, red and blue there. Get it in there. It covers up the black just fine. You can, you know, you don't have to be too careful when you're putting it down in the middle, but when you get up to that edge, you want to slow down and be nice and neat. Because if you know, paint over the edge, well, then you'll have to go back with your outside color. This has got a nice little dip in it, actually, where the two pieces are seamed together. Paint it in there. More. Dip, dip. Dot, dot. Make sure you cover up all that white on the seam because it's just such a stark color. If you're not sure that you can be neat enough to keep the one color here and a different color up there, then, you know, bring it up. Be organic and bring it up. I'm going to put some more on here to let it, to smooth it out a little more. Let that dry. And if you do your best and it's still just too messy, I mean, if it's too messy, well, I don't know, but you know, you can always say it's organic, it's original art. Now, while the bottom's drying, I don't want to set it down, I'm going to get a thinner paintbrush. These two paintbrushes, and I'm going to make some twirlies and pretty elegant designs. Like I didn't dip this in water. I'm just going to go ahead and dip it in the paint. Can't lay it down yet, but let's see. Little baby's going to be looking at its shoes from this angle. Not that it'll necessarily notice them, but let's paint something cute. So these are kind of a peachy reddish yellow with a chalkboard blue and a mossy green, like you're out in nature. So all of this very natural looking. So, you know, let's just paint some twirls. You know, here I'm going to show you. I think my painting on the edge is fine, but here let's just work our way up and make some twirly cute little lines. Make sure we got plenty of paint loaded on our pointy brush. To me, the best thing to be is organic. Do organic little swirls and things. And then see, I'm bringing it right up from the edge. Be organic and don't try to make it organic means swirly and you know, round, not hard, square, straight edges. And then don't try to put things on center, because that just makes it harder. I'm going to put a little heart here, and it's not on center. I'm going to put some little dots. Just don't want to set this down yet. So make some more twirls. You know, maybe a thinner brush might, you know, do the job. And taking it down to the edge. If you happen to do something and you just don't like it, wait till it dries and paint over it. So the little heart is cute. Let's kind of cute. Okay, I'm going to try the thinner paintbrush and see what that does. Where is it? It's I'm going to get it wet. Drag it through the paint. I got touched a little bit of the red in there. Drag it through the paint. Let's see. We've got hearts and dots. That's just actually adorable the way it is. I like that. But let's see. One of these sides is the outside, so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do a little twirl. Okay. Then I'm going to go over to the other side. With these shoes, I can't really tell what's the front and what's the back. And I'm going to paint a little heart. Okay, let's put some dots around it. Make that add the cute appeal because I so like cute. Let's see here. I think it needs a little line. There. Okay. That's adorable. So now we have this. Okay. Whoops. Find it for you. I think that's enough, but hey, you can always do more. Then I'm gonna rinsing out my tall little skinny brush, and the bottom is dry enough. So we're going to go in and think about how, if the baby's being held, its feet are going to be like this. So we want people to read it from this. Wait a minute. The baby's going to be against the mama or the daddy or grandma, whomever, like this. So we're going to paint so that the words can be read like this. And you can paint anything. I mean, you could paint like the words precious, Jesus loves me, or you can put the baby's name, or you know, the month they were born, whatever. So I'm going to write, what am I going to write? Yeah, I'm going to write lovable. Okay, so I'm using this tall pen. I'm just going to write it by hand very carefully. If you wanted to, you could use a chalk and draw it out first, or a wax crayon, or maybe I'll just write the word love because it looks like I'm going to run out of room. Don't look like there's enough room for me to go all the way across, so that's what we'll do. We'll just write the word love, or I might even write the words love me. That sounds cute. Okay. And as you paint, at least for me, and I'm sure many others, our work develops as we go. There was one layer, so I'll go back and put another layer over top of that. It dried that quickly. Okay, now I don't want to put the whole date, but that just looks adorable. But let's put a date. This is 2017, so we'll put 17, and this is for little bitty baby, so this is November, so we'll put 11. I really don't know any. 11, /30th. November. There, we have a darling little shoe for a baby that is yet to be born on November 30th, 2017. And I think I'll put some little dots up here. So cute. And I'm going to put a little heart up here because I just can't resist little hearts. I'm using yellow, just plain yellow, to do all of this. And though I don't have a solid yellow in my painting, paint it in a little bit, and I can still go in with the dark and put a little something on it. Okay, that's cute. I'm gonna rinse my paintbrush. Okay, I like to have a little spot of something. Kind of adds a little depth to the heart. A little twirl in there. Okay, so now we have this adorable little shoe, and as soon as this back part dries, then we're going to put some wax on it. I see a white spot here, so I'm going to go back in and fill that in with, you know, whatever I have here, some green, some blue. Touch it up a little bit. Let's see. Add a little blue around the edges of my little green holes. See that all that paint is dried up already. Here I picked up some yellow and added with my blue to encourage that blue to turn mossy green. That's yellow in there. Yellow with blue. And then this side I'll kind of blend it in a little bit. There, I like it. Now in here, in the seam, I see a little bit of white between that blue. So I'm going to clean off that green and yellow. I'm going to go back in and I'm going to pick up some blue, and I'm going to use this little paintbrush and try to paint over the seams where they show white, and you know, fix up any little mistakes. On the top, it's rubbed off a little bit, so touch it up. Rubbed off from my hand being up there. Get it to where you like it. Look around all over for things that don't quite fit. Remembering this is a work of art. It will be perfect simply because it's art and you did it. Okay. Now that's just about dry. I want it to dry a little bit more, and I'm going to get the chalk. I mean, not the chalk, but the wax to go on top of it. I could use a brown wax, or I could use a clear wax. And you know, I don't know what the brown wax would do. But I like this the way it is. I think I'm going to go in, since now that the yellow has dried, it's not very prominent on that blue. So I'm going to go in and give it another layer. And sometimes hard to do lettering by hand. Now potentially you could, you know, make some little stencils and paint this stuff on with the stencils. Adorable, so cute. Go back up here, make that heart a little stronger. Get it to dry. Blow on it whatever you need. Okay, now I'm going to get the wax, and I'm thinking I might just put brown wax on it. Why not? I think it's adorable the way it is. It sure is. But I'm curious to see what the brown wax will do on it. Let's see, This is antique wax. So we'll just put that on there. Or if you don't want to change the color at all, then just use, you know, the clear wax. Sorry. Clear wax. But I'm going to use the antique. I'll get myself another paintbrush. Doesn't matter, I mean, as long as it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, but since I'm putting the paint everywhere, I mean the wax everywhere, I'm just going to use this wide paintbrush. Dip it down in the wax. I'm going to start with the outside edges because give that inside a little more time. Just put it over everything and we'll take it off. You know, you put wax on and then you rub it off a little bit. If you don't use wax, it's going to feel chalky. It's not a nice feeling, especially in baby shoes. You know, you can wait a little longer, wait till the whole thing is dry, and then you don't have to worry about getting it on the bottom because we're going to put it everywhere. Tuck it down in there. You just want to get what you painted. You don't want to go up and get it on the material part of the shoe. I see if I just did clear wax, I might not worry about wiping it off, but since I'm rubbing it down, but since I'm putting this, I'm going to have to rub it and see what we get. Actually, I think it's going to happen if I do that. I think I'm just going to put a clear wax on. Nah, let's just do it, see what happens, right? Okay. Now everything is covered. Now we need to shine it all up. So I happen to have a napkin here that I was using for my paint. Oh, let's go in and start rubbing. I'm going to rub that off first because I want to make sure that it shows up. Oh, rubbing off a little more than I want it to. Lighten up on that. Yeah. I'm going to have to go back in and fix some of that because, I mean, you can still read it, but it looks like the baby's been doing a lot of walking. Wore it out. Nothing wrong with that, I mean, because that's part of the wear and tear look. You know, rub it off where it's had some worn. There, I'll set it down. Make it easier to rub. Get on top. Okay. I mean, you can leave spots on or rub it off good, whatever, but I want that to look a little bit better than it does. So I'm going to put some blue back on there. And let's rub it You know, I mean, it's art. It can look very artsy. Don't be afraid to get your hands and fingers dirty. That's part of what art is. But just not sure. So we'll go back in. And if I pick up some red and yellow and blue, it's going to give me a brownish color. Maybe it does, but exactly what I thought. Just touch it up. I'm going to actually go back over that with the date because it's just not perfect for me. Not perfect enough. That looks there. Okay. We still have a darkish color. Now I'm going to go back in. Maybe I'll add a little bit of water to my yellow paint since it's been sitting here a while. But here, put that little heart back up there. With the word love. Remember, you're fixing this for darling little sweetie pie. Doesn't matter if you know her or not. You know she's a little baby and she's precious. She's somebody's loved one. And then go back in with the date. 1/7. We're just going to put November. 11. 11/17. Whatever you want, whatever Mama wants, whatever Papa wants. Okay. See, when I get working fast, then it gets a little sloppier. Make that a little more noticeable there. There. It doesn't matter. As long as it looks good when you're done, that's what matters. Let that dry a little more, and then we'll put clear wax over top of that so it doesn't change the color. So I'm going to get the shoestring ready. Put that back in. Really ought to wash my hands first. Got some extra rubbing on the edges, but it just has that nice antique look. And really, you should wait until you until this dries completely. The wax is still a little tacky. But don't want to lay it down yet. Still waiting for that back side to dry a little. Actually, I can paint up this other shoe and put it out there for sale, because you know there's lots of babies being born in November. So okay, pull it up, tighten it. Make sure your hands are clean when you do this because you get paint and wax all over the laces. There you go, little baby. Little sweet baby. Okay. There's the shoe. Put it up like that for you. And get this clear wax. Wish you could see it better. Get a clean paintbrush. Down in. It's not all dry yet. Tap some of that off. And you put the clear on. I just put clear on the bottom so that we can see the letters better. If your paint's not dry, it's going to run, so where is that? Pull it on down easily. You don't smear that. Yeah, that was plenty. And if it goes over onto the other, no big deal, because it's going to dry clear. And all this is non-toxic. In case the baby should get a hold of it. I mean, but you want to make sure they don't. I mean, you just don't want them to be putting a painted item in their mouth. Make sure the bottom is done so you can see white. It's still white. You can't really see it. Get all around. Let that dry. That'll take a little bit longer. Read the bottle. You don't want to. It says reapply wax every 6 to 12 months. Well, your babies won't be wearing these shoes 6 months from now. Okay. So there is. Let me find the camera. There is this darling little shoe. And didn't do anything special with the back, but you could see how my hand is all painted up. Little hearts on the side. The wax is still drying on the bottom. Soon you'll be able to see through that. I think they're cute. The toes are adorable with the little hearts. And then that's it. Thank you. Thank you for being with me at dreamcottagecreations.com. Bye for now.